I will now give you a brief overview of your RNS-510. Press the on-off switch briefly to switch the unit on or off. Turn the knob to alter the volume of the audio source you are listening to. You select the radio mode by pressing the radio button. You can select the last used audio or video source by pressing the media button, or you can select a different media source. You can select the telephone function by pressing Phone. After pressing the Tone button, you can make adjustments to the sound and volume settings. In the Map main menu, you will be able to see your current position on a map. This is how you switch to the navigation mode. Press the button Traffic in order to see current traffic messages. Basic system settings can be made by pressing the Setup button. This is the forwards and backwards selection button. This is where you insert a CD or DVD. This is the Eject button for the inserted CD or DVD. Press this button to have the last navigation recommendation repeated by the system. Using the Settings knob, you can make selections by turning. Press the knob to confirm and also start or stop your selection. An SD card with a memory capacity of up to 2 GB can be inserted into the SD memory card slot. I will now show you how to change the selection for the radio station. Open the radio main menu. The radio station that you are currently listening to will be shown in the display. Press the radio button again to change the waveband. You can press the buttons back or forwards to change the radio station selection. You also have the option of selecting the radio station manually by entering the station's frequency. You can also activate the traffic radio TP function. This is how the traffic announcements of a traffic radio station are played in the active audio mode. In the next chapter, I will show you how to store a radio station setting. You can store radio stations directly to the station's buttons in the radio main menu. This is how you use this function. Open the radio main menu. Select the radio station that you would like to store. Press and hold a station button until you can hear a signal. The radio station you are currently listening to is now stored on this station button. A list of all the radio stations that can currently be received can be displayed via the radio main menu. Press the radio button. Briefly press the button Station List. The name of the radio station you are currently listening to will be shown here. The screen section of the station list can be moved by pushing and holding the block in the scroll bar and moving it in the required direction. To select a radio station, press the corresponding button briefly. I will now show you how you start the route guidance function to your destination address. Open the main menu Nav. Select New Dest. To enter a destination address, briefly press the function button Address. This is how you select the country for your destination address. The system will only provide letters for those countries which are stored in the navigation memory. Enter letters for the destination country until a selection list is displayed. Press briefly to select the country. Continue by entering the town required. Keep entering the letters until the destination town is displayed in the entry line. To delete incorrect entries, briefly press the function button Delete. Briefly press the button OK to select the destination town. You can enter the postcode as an alternative. Follow the same procedure used for entering the street name. A display of the streets that can still be selected according to your entry can be shown. The screen section can be moved by pushing and holding the block in the scroll bar and moving it in the required direction, or briefly press one of the arrow buttons. You can select the street by pressing the corresponding function button. Continue by entering the house number and confirm this entry by briefly pressing OK. Then start the route guidance function. You can then follow the recommendations made by the system to reach your destination address. The last navigation recommendation made by the system can be repeated by pressing this button. Press this button briefly to stop the route guidance function. In the next chapter, I will show you how to reuse the last destination that you entered in the system. The navigation system will store the last destinations that you used. If you wish to use the route guidance function to one of these destinations, you can open the destination from the memory of the navigation system. This is how you use this function. Press the button Nav. Briefly press the button New Dest. Use the touch screen to select the button Last Destinations. Make your selection by pressing the corresponding function button. The route guidance function will be activated. You can now follow the system's recommendations to travel to your chosen destination. The navigation system offers many other functions. You can, for example, be guided to various points of interest. You also have the possibility to define various different route options. In the Map main menu, you will be able to see your current position on a map. To do this, press the Map button. This is how you can change the map display options. Press this button briefly. You have the option to choose between a 2D, a 3D, and a topographic display. In the next chapter, I will show you how you can change the scale of the map. The map scale in the Map main menu can be set between 25 yards and 500 miles. This is how you use this function. Press the button Map. The scale of the map can be changed by briefly pressing this button. Press and hold the block in the scroll bar and move it in the required direction. You have the option of selecting an automatic mode. In this way, a scale will be selected dynamically for the map to suit individual driving situations. You can also activate a split screen and make selections from its content. The steps required to do this will be explained in the next chapter. You can activate a split screen in the Map main menu. I will now show you how to use this function. To see the split screen, press the Map button in the Map main menu. This is how you select the different content features of the split screen. With the route guidance function active, you can also select a maneuver list, navigation symbols, or a route overview. To close the split screen, press the Map button. I will now show you how to control a DVD using the inserted DVD as an example. Briefly press one of the 4 arrow keys until the required DVD menu option is marked. Press the button Enter to select the marked menu option and open the corresponding submenu. Briefly press one of the 2 arrow buttons until the required submenu option is marked. Press the button Enter to play the DVD. During the play mode, you can press these buttons to skip one chapter forwards or backwards. Press the touch screen briefly to open the DVD menu and the menu options. Then press the button Menu. Using the Media main menu, you can start and control the play mode for the various different audio and video sources. I will now show you how to play an audio CD. Push an audio CD, with the printed side facing up, into the CD slot until the unit pulls it in. The play mode will start automatically. You can select tracks using these buttons. You can use this button to stop and start the track. For fast forward or reverse, press and hold one of the arrow buttons. With the Extras menu, You have the option to start the random play function or the track scan function. By pressing this button briefly, you can play individual tracks on a CD or also folders on an MP3 CD. Press this button to eject the CD. I will now show you how to open individual MP3 folders and play tracks. Please do not operate the system whilst the vehicle is in motion, as you could otherwise be distracted from the traffic situation around you. Press the button Media. Press the button Selection to see an overview of the media sources that can be selected. Press this button briefly. Select a media source by briefly pressing the corresponding button. To select a folder, press the corresponding button briefly. Select a track. Use this button to return to the next highest level of the overview. Press this button briefly in order to return to the Media main menu. Press the button Traffic in order to access current traffic messages. You can receive more detailed information on the traffic message in the display by pressing the corresponding button. The screen section of the traffic message list can be moved by pushing and holding the block in the scroll bar and moving it in the required direction. The mobile telephone provision premium is, in combination with a Bluetooth mobile telephone and the RNS-510, a convenient car telephone system. The mobile telephone must conform to the Bluetooth Remote Access Profile, or RSAP for short. Please note when using your telephone in the car that it has a connection to the external aerial, in order to ensure that the electromagnetic waves that are created when the telephone is in use are guided out of the vehicle. Please refer to the important information on this topic in the Owner's Manual, Booklet 3.1, Chapter Operation. You will need to carry out a pairing process before using the premium mobile telephone provision. This can, for safety reasons, only be carried out when the vehicle is stationary. This is how you pair the mobile telephone with the premium mobile telephone provision. Switch on the ignition and then the mobile telephone. Activate the Bluetooth function of your mobile telephone and make it visible for all devices. You should disconnect any other existing Bluetooth connections. Activate the telephone menu in the Combi instrument display. Then select the option Device Search. The name of the telephone will appear in the display once the mobile telephone has been found. Confirm the name. A 16-character password will now appear in the Combi instrument display. Now confirm the connection to the premium mobile telephone provision in your mobile telephone. Within 30 seconds, enter the password in your mobile telephone and confirm the entry on your mobile telephone. The pairing process will be cancelled if you enter an incorrect password or the time runs out. The mobile telephone will otherwise be paired with the premium mobile telephone provision. You will then have to enter the 4-character PIN code of the mobile telephone. Depending on the equipment fitted in your vehicle, the input is made using the external keypad in the dash panel, with the up and down buttons on the steering column, or the up and down buttons on the multifunction steering wheel. Confirm your entry by pressing OK. 2 options are now shown in the Combi instrument display: Save and OK. The PIN code will be stored if you select the Save option. It will then no longer be necessary to enter the PIN code every time you use the system. You can give the user profile a name once the system has recognized the SIM card of your mobile telephone. You can use the username suggested by the system or enter your own selection. Now all of the telephone book entries on the SIM card and in the data memory of the mobile telephone are copied to the data memory of the premium mobile telephone provision. The pairing process has now been successfully completed for this mobile telephone. This is how you connect this mobile telephone again once it has been set up. Activate the Bluetooth function of your mobile telephone. If required, confirm the connection to the premium mobile telephone provision in your mobile telephone. You can now use the mobile telephone with the premium mobile telephone. Many functions of your mobile telephone can be controlled via the RNS-510, such as dialing numbers, answering and rejecting calls. I will now show you how you can dial a number from the address book of your mobile telephone. Press the button Phone. This is how you open the telephone book of your mobile telephone. The screen section of the address book list can be moved by pushing and holding the block in the scroll bar and moving it in the required direction. To make a call, press the corresponding entry briefly. Briefly press this button to end the call. Alternatively, you have the option to use the search function. Enter the first letters of the required entry. A display of the address book entries that can still be selected according to your entry can be shown. The required telephone number can also be entered using a keypad at the touch screen. Furthermore, various different telephone shortcut buttons can be assigned for use in the phone main menu. You can, for example, be connected directly to your voicemail box by pressing the touch screen. Enter the voicemail box number the first time you wish to use this function. You can also import numbers from the address book of your mobile telephone if you wish to assign other numbers to the telephone shortcut buttons. I will now show you how to answer an incoming call, how to reject and how to end a call. Your vehicle is equipped with a car radio mute function. This will mute the audio system when an incoming call is received. If your vehicle is equipped with a multi-function steering wheel, you can press the receiver button to answer, reject, or end a call. Press the button briefly to accept an incoming call or to end a call. Press and hold the button in order to reject a call. You also have the option to answer, reject or end a call via the RNS touch screen.